Yo, what's up guys, it's Nick from Big Ends Gaming, and welcome back to another MLB The Show 18 Diamond Dynasty video. Today I'm going to be going over the brand new team epics and which ones I recommend you do. And before this video starts, I'm just saying you should do a lot of these, because if you do 5 of them, here I'll show you now. I'll just go to Nolan Ryan. Even though I've already done it, you can exchange 5 team epic souvenirs, and that lets you avoid an exchange mission. So like, I'll give you a better example. I'm working on the Tom Seaver. If I get 5 team epics, I can avoid doing a hat, jersey, or exchange starting pitchers. So I recommend you do like a ton of them, but I'm just going to say which ones you should do first. So here they are, the team epics are out, and a few of them are revealed already. So we'll start with the Orioles. You get this 87 Chris Davis, and to be honest, I actually recommend this card like a lot, because even though he doesn't have good vision and he isn't good against lefties, well, he's decent against lefties. This card is going to be very good for you against righties, and there are going to be events where it's going to be like righty pitchers and lefty hitters, and if you have this card, he will probably be like the best card to use. So this one's good. The Red Sox, you get this 87 Carlton Fisk, he's decent, but he's not a top tier catcher. If you don't really have a good catcher, I would sort of recommend you guys get him. But there are definitely better catchers in the game, like the 88 Piazza, the 80, even the 84 Gary Carter. So he's decent for the Yankees. 85 Jason Giambi. I was pretty disappointed, sort of like because I'm a Yankees fan. I was pretty disappointed that this is the team epic, because I was sort of wishing I could put someone like the Yankees team epic on my team, but this card isn't even that great. I mean, he's still good. He'll still do really well for you, but he's not a good fielder, and I hate getting first baseman because I always keep Joey Votto there. So I'm not saying don't get him. He's a good card, but like, that's just me. Now for the Rays, this is probably one of my favorites. It's this 86 David Price from 2012 when he won the Cy Young, and he has 2 fastballs and a cutter and a changeup, and then he has a knuckle curve. He has probably the best pitches you can have in the game, and he's a lefty, and he has pretty good stats, so this is a really good one. Now for the Blue Jays, you get 83 Aaron Hill, who is pretty good against lefties, decent against righties. All around, he's a pretty good player, so go for it. For the White Sox, and sorry if I'm going through this really quickly. It's just that I'm so excited. I just want to start grinding. For the White Sox, you get this Luis Aparicio, and if there's ever a mission where you need to get steals with the breakout card, definitely get this card. But besides that, I honestly wouldn't recommend him. You can obviously see by his hitting. I mean, he's still a good card. It's just that his hitting is awful. Like, his best hitting stat is a 74. He's an 87. For the Indians, you get this 89 Omar Vizquel, and he's pretty good. Honestly, he's probably like one of the best. He's a switch hitter. He's good in contact versus both hands. Okay. He's good at contact versus lefties and righties. He's a really good fielder. He can steal bases. This is a really good card. He's a really good shortstop, so I recommend him. Now for the Tigers, this was one of my favorite cards last year. 89 Victor Martinez. Now I'm still going to try to go for him, and I might put him in my lineup. It's just the only problem is that fielding is so more important this year that if you put him at catcher, then he's not going to be as good as he was last year. And if you put him at first base, he's going to be a liability there. But I still really recommend this card. Against lefties, he's insane. Against righties, he's still good. Now for the Royals, We have this 84 George Brett, who is pretty good. He has good contact stats, not so good power, and his fielding is decent. Honestly, he's okay. If you're just starting out the game, I would not get him, but he's not a bad option. I'm just saying he's not one of the best. Like, there's definitely some other ones that are better. Now for the Twins, this one is also one of my favorites, 87 Francisco Liriano. The only bad thing about this card is that he doesn't have a cutter. Besides that, he's really good. Like, he has good stats, has changeup, a slider, 2 fastballs. This is a good card. Now for the Angels, you're getting a pretty good closer in Troy Percival. 110 Ks per 9, 96 hits per 9, 73 control, and 81 velocity sort of concerns me, but not really. And he has a changeup too, which is pretty good. So this card's pretty good. Now for the A's, this by far last year, I don't know if most of you guys who are watching my videos like this year didn't watch my videos last year, but the 91 Catfish Hunter that you got from like the Conquest crap, I was literally the only person in the entire community who actually loved that card. That card was insane. Now, this is the same card, but it's just a different card art. But it's literally the same card, so I'm definitely going to go for Catfish Hunter. And I hope he's as good as he was last year. And for the people who didn't like him, just give him a try. I mean, you never know. He was really good for me last year, so I'm definitely going to go for him this year. Now for the Mariners is Jay Buhner. This card is pretty good. This card's going to be one of the best options for power hitters right now. He has 103 power versus right and 90 versus lefties, and that's really good because he can hit homers on both sides of. Oh my God, he can hit righties. He can hit home runs against righties and lefties both really well, and he's a good fielder. So now for the Rangers, this is actually a really good card, and I really like him. 85 Mike Napoli, 84 contact versus right and left, 92 power versus right, 91 power versus left, and he has decent vision. He can play catcher and first, and he's not a bad fielder. This card is really good. He's one of my favorites also. So, now, go to the Astros. By the way, this rookie Altuve is a beast. If you haven't used him, I used him last year. He's so good. 84 Hunter Pence. This is a really, I don't know what it is. A lot of people feel like this also. Hunter Pence is probably, in my opinion, besides Kyle Schwarber, Hunter Pence is the most annoying card to pitch to. And this card is going to be a really good Battle Royale guy because he's really good against both pitchers. And he's against power. But he's got good contact, and he has some speed. So, I recommend this Hunter Pence. Now, for the National League Team Epics, this Warren Spahn. He has good pitches. He has decent stats. He has a changeup. This card is okay. If you guys have, a bunch of diamonds, I wouldn't necessarily go for him. But if you're sort of, just starting up the game, I would recommend this card. Now, for the Marlins, hold on, I gotta show you guys something. First, 79 Dee Gordon. I'm hitting 500 with him in 20 at-bats. Dee Gordon is so good in this game. And brace yourselves. This card is a beast. Oh my God. I'm definitely going to go for him. He's one of the top guys I'm going to go for. 98 contact versus right, 109 contact versus left, Not going to lie, he has shitty power, but this year, not everyone has to have power to be good in this game. 95 speed, 95 stealing, 99 base running aggressiveness. This card is going to be insane. I really wanted him last year, but he was worth so much on the market, so I couldn't get him. And I'm finally going to be able to play with him. This is insane. I am so excited for that Dee Gordon. So get him. Now for the Nationals, Jordan Zimmermann. He has good pitches. He has a changeup. He has a curveball, slider, and four seam. He has 92 walks per 9, 91 control. That's going to be pretty good for you. 74 velocity sort of concerns me. The only thing that holds me back from this card is his velocity, but it's still not half bad. I mean, his changeup is at 87 miles an hour. So this card is pretty good. Only thing that's concerning me is velocity. Now for the Mets, it's 82 Keith Hernandez. This is a really good card. 89 contact versus righties, 90 versus lefties. His power is in the 40s, which isn't that good, but he's still a really good card. Really good fielder at first base. I recommend this card for people who are just starting up the game. Now for the Phillies, you had this 83 Jayson Werth, who, not gonna lie, isn't that great, but he isn't that bad either. He has decent hitting stats, good fielding, can play all outfield positions. So, in general, not a bad card. For the Cubs, 82 Matt Garza. This card has really good pitches. He has a slider, 2 fastballs, curveball, and a changeup. He has a really good pitch selection. Only thing concerns me is that his stats aren't that great. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not great. So that's a pretty good card. Only thing is that his stats aren't that good. Well, they're not bad, but they're decent. This Johnny Cueto for the Reds is definitely a really good one. He has a cutter and a changeup, two fastballs, and a slider. I didn't even notice he had a slider. And he has good stats. This is definitely a really good card. Now for the Brewers, you get 85 Carlos Gomez. If anyone is starting out the game, if you sort of just got the game and you are trying to figure out which players should I go for first, which guys will help me, this card should be your number one team epic just because he's pretty much good at everything. He has good contact, good power, he's fast, he's a good fielder, he can play every spot in the outfield. This is a really good card. Now for the Pirates, you get this 88 Bill Mazeroski, who honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like he's not one of the best options. I mean, he's an 88, which I think is tied for the highest rating of team epics. 97 contact versus lefties, 125 clutch. I think this is when they won the World Series. I'm not sure, though. That's why it might be clutch. He's a good fielder, but he can only play second. He's an card. Now for the Cardinals, I'm not really a fan of this Ozzie Smith. I mean, he's fast, he's a good fielder, but those hitting stats, he can only get base hits against righties. Sorry for that noise, by the way. He can only get base hits against righties. He can't really do anything else at the plate. So, he's not one of the best. Now for the Diamondbacks, you're getting 87 Steve Finley. And honestly, I don't really know much about this card because last year he was was he a player spotlight or something? One of those hidden missions. But he has good hitting stats all around. He can hit lefties and righties. And he's a good fielder and can play all spots in the outfield. So he's not a bad card. Now for the Rockies, you get 83 Ubaldo Jimenez, who has a splitter, which is a rare pitch, a curveball, and a slider, and 2 fastballs. If he had a changeup instead of one of those fastballs, this would be a really good card. But he doesn't, so he's a decent card. He has good stats. He has really good stats. His only bad stat The one stat that I ignore for all starters is walks per 9. You're only going to give up walks if he has bad control and you just miss your pitches, so I ignore that stat. He has good stats in everything except for control, but you can work around that, so that's a good card. Now for the Dodgers, you get 86 Steve Garvey, who has good contact, decent power, good fielding. This card is pretty good. I would recommend him if you don't really have any good first basemen, but there are better options, but he's still not a bad card. Now for the Padres, you get this 85 Chase Headley, who I actually really like. I mean, he's a pretty good hitter. He's a switch hitter, which is pretty important in this game. He is a good fielder. He can play third and first, and he can hit both sides. So this is a good card. Now for the final one, the Giants. This one is probably one of my favorites. 88 Will Clark. 104 contact versus righties, 95 contact versus lefties. Okay power, 108 clutch. Pretty good fielding. Only problem is that he can only play first base. But he's still a really good card. I really recommend you guys get him. So that is going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm very excited to get the Team Epic grind started. The first ones I'm going to work on are the Rays for this David Price, the Marlins obviously for this Dee Gordon because this card is insane, and the Athletics for the Catfish Hunter. So that's gonna be it for this episode. Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm just gonna show you guys something. Yeah. I have no life. I've played this game too much. But hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been your host, Nick from Begins Gaming. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.